Hello, I'm Amanda. So, just a refresher, my big problem is how to advocate for special needs students with disabilities who need individualized help and adequate resources. And someone who I would like to focus on is a Swiss psychologist, and he further expanded Bronfenbrenner's theories. And his name is Jean Piaget, excuse me. Um, and some key takeaways about him is that his theory explains how children's thinking develops in four stages, and each are marked by new ways of understanding and interacting with the world. These stages show the progression of cognitive development and growth from simple reflexes in infancy to abstract reasoning in adolescence. So the four stages, and excuse me if I pronounce them incorrectly. The first one is sensory motor, which is birth to 2 years old. And then the second one is pre-operational stage, which is 2 years old to 7 years old. Concrete operational stage, which is 7 to 11 years old. And then the last one is formal operational stage, which is ages 12 and up. So when children experience the world around them, they develop new knowledge and understandings from these experiences. And with that being said, the cognitivism learning theory is a theory that emphasizes the importance of mental processes in learning, and it's how people obtain their knowledge and make connections within themselves from what they already know. So an example of this can be an employee who's trained on new software, and they can quickly learn how to use it by relating to their background knowledge to what they're learning now. So in Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems, I believe that in his theory, the first one, which is the microsystem, relates to the theory of cognitism the most because it involves a child's direct involvement in their environment. So the microsystem is where the children developed their relationships with family members and peers, and also interactions in schools. This could be with their classmates and with their teachers as well. So that stage is crucial for their development because it shows a child's cognitive, emotional, and social growth. And in a special education classroom, it can be easy for students to have what they call a cognitive load. And this is when students receive too much information and they just cannot learn anymore. This is not just for special education students, but this applies for everybody. When you learn new information and it's just too much, sometimes your brain just can shut off, and it's just an overload. And this, like I said, it goes for everybody. So there are ways to limit this, especially in a special education classroom. And this also would help students better retain the information. So I would try and make learning as fun as possible for my students, and I would want all my students to engage in the classroom. So the first step would be to get them moving. And I thought of maybe possibly doing like scavenger hunts about the lesson plan that day. I would try and make it as fun as possible, and also kind of catering to each student's individual needs. So let's just say a child has autism but has like a sensory overload. I would be cautious on what I would put out there for the scavenger hunt, or if a student is disabled and can't walk or can't speak, I would definitely cater to their needs for that. Another idea I thought about was games for learning, and one game that I learned in the classroom, my teachers would do this, is playing Jeopardy. So I thought that would be a fun idea too. I could also come up with games for them. Like I said, it would just be individualized. It would cater to all of them, and I would try and make it as fun as possible. So please let me know what you think, everybody, and I'm open to any tips or advice. Thank you.